he's shuffling down thinking this comeback route is the deepest route on his part of the field, and then he sees a little bit late that Tony is sneaking right over the top of him in this area right over the top. Kyle Hamilton actually...
Welcome back to XP Camps. We educate the next generation of athletes about sports through gaming. If you're looking to improve your football IQ this offseason or find an affordable way to support the content we do here at XP Camps, I recommend you check out our courses at xpcamps.com. Our courses break down over 200 real-life concepts in Madden, so every time you load into the virtual gridiron, you're getting real-life reps on concepts your coaches want you to learn. Become a better, smarter football player, guaranteed, and click the link down in the description to start training today. Now, let's jump back into the video. In this section, we're going to be taking a look at a streak crosser concept. This is a two-route concept that works best against any zone coverage. I have it pulled up on my screen right now. You have B. Valdez-Scantling running the streak, and you have Tony in the slot running that crosser concept. Now, all you need for this is a streak on one side of the formation and a crosser running from the other side of the formation. Because I have Patrick Mahomes, he has Hot Route Master, which means he could audible any player into any route, and so I was able to hot route Tony into that crosser and Marquette Valdez-Scantling into the streak. So if you're wondering how I set this play up, now I know there are a lot of plays that have a crosser in it. All you would need to do then is hot route someone on the other side of the formation into that streak. But let's jump into replay mode and see why this works. Alright, here we are in replay mode breaking this down. Now the defender we're going to be attacking in this coverage is going to be number 21, who's this outside cornerback. Now number 21 is in a deep third because this is a cover 3 defense, and if you remember from our cover 3 breakdowns, his responsibility is to cover everything from the numbers to the sideline, and he's covering all of the deep routes on the field. His responsibility is to not let anyone get deeper than him on the field. Don't let an offensive player get behind you, because then that will result in an easy touchdown. So on the front end of this play, we have MVS running a streak. Now if MVS for whatever reason beats this man in a foot race, throw it to him. He should be wide open because this is the only deep defender to this side of the field. So if he gets beat deep, there's going to be no one over the top to help number 21. But this is a clear out route being ran by MVS, so all he's trying to do is get this defender to clear out of the area, run deep with him, and open up throwing lanes underneath for the quarterback, which is what's developing on the back end with Kadarius Toney here. So Kadarius Toney is going to be running this crosser route from the other side of the formation, and all he needs to do is run underneath MVS. MVS is clearing out number 21, so if we zoom out and look here, you have all of this open green grass where Kadarius Toney could run into and make a catch, and that's exactly what we do here with Patrick Mahomes. So you can see at the catch, there's no one even in the frame. Number 21 is cleared out because of number 11's streak. Number 14 is the safety in the deep middle. So he has from just beyond this hash mark to just beyond this hash mark, all the deep passes there. So he's not going to crash down into this open green grass area. If he does, you could send an additional route on the backside to fill in and attack the deep middle if this player decides to leave their responsibility. But you have Kadarius Toney just sliding in underneath here, underneath this route, and it's an easy pitch and catch for Patrick Mahomes. The other thing that I'll make note of really quick is we have Roquan here, who's going to be in that purple zone. Now remember, the purple zone is a curl flat or a seam flat. His responsibility is defending all of the short and intermediate passes from the numbers to the sideline. So really, number 0 is helping out his friend number 21 here and making sure that there aren't any short passes thrown to this area on the field. Now he's cheating up a lot, and we have this flat route here with Travis Kelce to try to keep this player closer to the line of scrimmage. So we have this flat route pulling this linebacker down, and then we have this streak clearing out this deep third, and then Kadarius Toney is just filling in to that wide open area in between. So that's how you would run this concept with a streak and a crosser. All right, in this section, we're going to be taking a look at a Texas crosser concept. I have it pulled up on my screen here. So the running back, Pacheco, is going to be running that Texas route, RB out of the backfield. And then we have Tony in the slot running the crosser route.
Now, one thing I want to highlight before we jump into replay mode, and something that's pretty cool as you start building these plays out and understanding these concepts, is we have MVS on the right side of our screen running that streak route. So we're going to be reading over the middle of the field these middle linebackers for the Texas crosser concept. But if for whatever reason neither route is there, we still have on the back side of this play that streak crosser concept. So this is how you could start building in 2 or 3 concepts based off of just one route in your play. So we have the Texas crosser concept that develops into the crosser streak concept if it's not there. But let's jump into replay mode and break this down. All right, so here we are in replay mode. Now the defense is going to be in a cover 4 coverage. So as a quick reminder, number 44, 32, 14, and then this outside corner 21, they're all going to be in a deep quarter, or they're going to be covering the deep 4 parts of the field. So their responsibility is don't let anyone beat you over the top. And then we have Roquan and this slot corner right here, number 10. They're going to be in our seam flat or our curl flat. So they're going to be in those purple zones, helping out these deep defenders with all of the short and intermediate routes thrown on the field. And so the player we're looking to attack right now is going to be number 6, the middle linebacker, who has the yellow zone in the cover 4 coverage. And what we're trying to do right here is get him into a high-low read. So we're going to stress him out both vertically with the crosser route and then having the Texas route cut underneath. And we're also stretching him out horizontally because these routes are going to be running in opposite directions. And so with this, we're just reading number 6. Is he going to sink back and pick up this crosser route out of the slot, which he's doing a great job of here. This pass is not open over the middle of the field, and this is what we're reading as Patrick Mahomes. And if he does sink too much, then the second route we have coming out of the backfield is this Texas route, where we're going to sneak through here and then break it off. And you can see right here with Pacheco, and this is what I was reading. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we already start making our throw as he's crossing this first hash mark. But you can see there's a lot of open green grass in front of Pacheco where he can catch this ball and turn it upfield. We're able to get about 17 yards on this play here. But the read key here, and the person we're really looking to read in this high-low read, is going to be this middle linebacker in the cover 4. Are you going to sink on this route, or are you going to step up and pick up Pacheco? And then really quick, just to highlight what we highlighted when we were looking at this, on the back side of this plate, we have the streak crosser concept, where since we have number 11 MVS running right here in the seam, he's taking both of these deep defenders with him. And so even if Patrick Queen did a great job of sinking and then cutting right here and preventing us from throwing this, we would just wait that extra half second and let this play develop a little bit more, because you could see right here with Kadarius Toney, he's starting to run into that open space just above our seam / curl flat purple defender and underneath our deep quarters on this side of the field. And so that's just a good way that you could progress through your reads. Is we're first going to read this player, and if he manages to take away both these routes over the middle of the field, or if Roquan were to cheat down for whatever reason and pick up this Texas route, then we have something developing on the back side of this play. So then you just have to continue reading this crosser route and see how it develops downfield. These concepts are from our football intermediate offensive courses. In those courses, I break down over 52 route concepts in Madden that you can use in real life. If you want to learn more, the link is in the description, but for now, let's jump back into the video. In this section, we're going to be taking a look at a comeback crosser concept. A comeback crosser concept works best against cover 3 coverages. Now, how you're going to want to set this up is select Bunch X Nasty out of the Chiefs playbook and select this speed dig play, and then you could select any cover 3 coverage, and now we have it set up. Now all you need to do is block the running back, because we're going to need some extra blockers, and then you're going to want to motion out Rashee Rice and put him on that comeback route. And now we have the play set up. So let's jump into replay mode and see why this works. Now the defender we're looking to attack is going to be the deep third player in this cover 3, which in this scenario is going to be Marlon Humphrey. So again, his responsibility is he has everything from the numbers to the sideline, and his job is to not let anyone deeper than him on his side of the field. He can't get beat deep or it'll be an easy touchdown for the offense. And so we're going to isolate him here and try to trick him by putting a comeback route on his side of the field. So what we're trying to set up here is we have Rashee Rice threatening him vertically, and then he's going to break it off and run this comeback route where he's going to break right in front of Marlon Humphrey's face. And so now Marlon Humphrey's in an interesting scenario. If he doesn't step up on Rashee Rice here, then it's going to be an easy completion where we get it over the top of number 32. Maybe we also should put a third route down here to make number 32 sink down to the line of scrimmage more and just open up this throwing lane more for Mahomes. But we're really trying to get Marlon Humphrey in a high-low read and try to sneak a receiver behind him from the opposite side of the formation, which in this scenario will be our crossing route with Kadarius Toney right here. So what Kadarius Toney's trying to do with this deep crosser is he's trying to get behind Marlon Humphrey here. And so basically we're putting Humphrey in a high-low read in a sense, where it's, do you want to step up and guard this comeback route from Rashee Rice, or do you want to sink back and pick up this crosser from Kadarius Toney? Now if you're Marlon Humphrey, you may not even see this crosser coming from the opposite side of the formation until you see that Mahomes has released this ball. So right here, Mahomes is looking to throw on this side of the field. And if you're Marlon Humphrey, it looks like he's going to throw to this comeback route. So maybe you're going to want to crash down and stop it because you don't think there's a deeper route on your side of the field. But in reality, Mahomes is just throwing this ball early and getting it out here and throwing it to Toney. So all Toney has to do is get over the top of Humphrey and get underneath this deep single high safety. And this single high safety may not even cheat over that much. He doesn't in this play, mainly because we have this streak on the backside keeping him and this deep third honest so that they can't cheat too much over to Marlon Humphrey's side of the field. But all you could see here from Kadarius Toney's point of view, all you need to do is run straight into this green grass area, and that's exactly what we're able to accomplish here. So if we were to just zoom out a little bit so we could see everything that's developing, we have that comeback route with Rashee Rice. We have this crosser route by Toney, and Toney is able to just sneak over the top. These two shuffles right here by Humphrey really make this play happen. We're starting to throw. He's shuffling down thinking this comeback route is the deepest route on his part of the field, and then he sees a little bit late that Toney is sneaking right over the top of him in this area right over the top. Kyle Hamilton actually does a great job from being this single high safety to getting all the way over here by the time we catch this pass. But then Toney's able to catch this ball and turn it upfield. And so that's how you would run this concept. You could do it with the comeback route. I've also seen people do it with a corner route like this. It's the same thing where you're just trying to get Marlon Humphrey to believe that this outside receiver, Rashee Rice, is the deepest player on his side of the field. Now, the one thing that I will add for this is if you want to be successful with this play, you're going to have additional blockers. It takes a long time to have this play develop, so I wouldn't run it frequently. I may mix it in if we feel like the deep outside third is cheating up a lot. Maybe we'll mix this in to keep him honest, but this isn't a play I'd run too often because it takes a long time to develop. As you see here, it took a lot of takes to even get Kadarius Toney to that side of the field, but this is just another example of how you could develop this with this corner route. In this section, I'm going to break down the crosser-slant concept. Now, how you're going to want to set this up, out of the Chiefs playbook, select trio halfback weak and then select this PA cross sit, and then you could select any cover 3 coverage, and now we have this setup. All you really need to do is hot route MVS into this slant route, and now you have the slant, the crosser from Toney, and we could break down this concept in replay mode. Now the first read you're going to want to make is reading Patrick Queen, this middle linebacker right here. So he is going to have MVS on the slant running across his face, and then he has Kadarius Toney sneaking in behind him with this crosser route. And so right off the bat, it's going to be a quick read. It's a high-low read of, do we want to hit MVS right away? Or do we want to wait to see if Patrick Queen will step up and guard this quick slant, and then we could sneak in the crosser route right behind him? In this instance, we should hit MVS right away. He's open running across Queen's face, and if you were to catch the ball right here, you could see he has an opportunity to turn it upfield right here and attack the middle of this Ravens coverage. But we didn't throw it yet because I want to show you what the second read or how you can progress through this. So say you missed this quick read right here with MVS, and now you can't really throw it because look at what you're throwing him into. Roquan is in a perfect spot. He's playing much closer to the line of scrimmage versus Patrick Queen. they're in the same hook curl zone, but Roquan is synced up to the line of scrimmage. So if we were to throw this ball a little bit late, we're throwing MVS right into Roquan, which either is going to A, end up in a really big hit so you're not really protecting your receiver there, or B, Roquan could intercept or break up the pass altogether because he's standing right in line. Look at when MVS finishes that route, he runs basically right into Roquan. So if you miss this quick read right here where he's coming across Queen's face, the next way that you could read this is now the high-low read is just even more exaggerated, but now it's on Roquan. If Roquan's going to step up here and guard MVS, what you see developing on the backside here with Tony is all of this open green grass right above Roquan's head. So Tony has to go over the top of Queen, because sometimes I know this route is coached up as under-over. So you run under the first linebacker, but then over the second linebacker. Well, for Tony here, it's going to be over for both. It's over here so we could put him in the high-low read, and then you have to get over the top of Roquan, but underneath this single high safety, and that's the read we end up making with Mahomes. So we missed that quick slant, and oh, MVS looks like he's running right into Roquan. Well, then you just wait that extra second. I believe we took a little extra hitch here with Mahomes' footwork to buy him some extra time. And then we get that ball out over the middle of the field, and that's a big pitch and catch there for Kadarius Toney over the middle. So those are the two reads, or how you would progress through this read, especially if it's on the same side of the formation. It's going to be crossing the face, a high-low read really quick right here with Patrick Queen. If you miss that read, just stick with it because now Roquan is in the same high-low read with this slant and this crosser. So that's how you would run this concept with both routes coming from the same side of the formation. Now let's break it down if they're running from opposite sides of the formation. All right, so now we're going to take a look at how you can set this up from opposite sides of the formation. So I'm going to be in the strong formation out of the Chiefs playbook, and we're just going to completely redo this play. So we're going to have Kelsey on the crosser, we're going to have Rashee Rice on the slant. We'll streak Blake Bell just in case they might be in a zone coverage. We could still have that clear out route and have Rashee Rice fill in underneath. And then we're just going to block Pacheco here. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to motion in Rashee Rice just to get that press coverage from Marlon Humphrey off of him, where now he has to sag off because he's lined up closer to the line of scrimmage with the rest of the blockers. And so now if we snap this ball, we could see this play works pretty well against man coverage because both routes are great against beating man, and you're stretching out the defense horizontally here because you have those two routes running in opposite directions. So if this were a zone coverage where it was maybe you saw single high safety, but it's actually a cover 3, well, you would still get this high-low read over the middle of the field with the slant coming from one way and the crosser coming from another. So you could theoretically run this against a cover 4 or a cover 3 and put those middle linebackers in a situation where over the middle of the field they have to decide, am I going to step up and guard Rashee Rice, or am I going to sink back and pick up this crosser from Kelsey? And so that's the first read you can make if it's a single high safety and you guessed wrong and it's actually a cover 3. But then you could see, now granted this is Travis Kelce on Jadeveon Clowney, which is a huge mismatch when you're talking about pass coverage. And so you could see Kelce gets a ton of separation here and is able to make an easy pitch and catch. On the other side of the field, we have Rashee Rice. Marlon Humphrey is a great man defender, and he's actually shading over the top and is in a great spot to lock this up. Now, not every cornerback in the league is going to be Marlon Humphrey, so don't give up on that slant route against man coverage. It's still a great way to beat the coverage, but this is how the reads would be. If it's man coverage, you're just waiting to see which one of these two routes clears out and wins their battle. If it's a cover 3, then you just have to read this high-low read between Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. And if you don't get that read over the middle, we still have this clear out route on the backside, where if this was a zone coverage, we would want Blake Bell here to clear out that deep defender and then just have either the crosser or the slant route fill in right underneath in that open area beneath the deep zone but above the curl flat. So this is the other way that you would run the crosser slant, with it being on opposite sides of the formation.
If you found value in this content and you want to support us, make sure you drop a like and a sub and check out our courses. The link is in the description below. I'll catch you all in the next one.